Welcome back to Coffee and One Thing, episode number 4, where we are caffeinated and motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was a really good.
That was awesome.
Is it a good intro?
Yeah.
I should be a DJ, yeah.
You should.
All right. The title of this episode is, Wow, I Can't Wait to See Inside That Home. So, Elaine, go ahead. Take it away.
Has that ever happened to you?
Have you ever done that?
Have you ever driven
No.
up and said that?
No, because I've already seen it online. And,
That's right.
and the clients have too.
Right.
Clients have too.
Right.
True.
So why?
But there is still an emotional thing when you drive up and see a really pretty home outside, don't you think?
There it is.
Correct.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Yes.
So
There's a
how do you
value
get
to
there?
that. And how do you get that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Let's
Okay.
make that
Okay.
happen.
All right.
So I would say one of the things that I notice when I drive up to a house is, first off, is the rocks like messy? Is there like all kinds of scattered trash and
Or do they need to add
leaves
more?
and
more rocks? I've
or
done-
it's
need to
bare.
add?
I've
Yeah,
done
is
that
it too
myself
bare?
to my own
Yeah,
home when I
yeah.
sold it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously the goal is, I mean, you both mentioned pictures. We want to be picture ready,
Exactly.
Correct.
right? And
Right.
that's the whole point of Curb Appeal is to be picture ready. So how does it look? And that's true. Like I may not notice that, but Timothy definitely would notice that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Scott would.
Oh, yeah.
If things are out of place, Scott's
Well,
going to pick it up.
if the bushes aren't trimmed, if everything's just growing all over the place,
Willy-nilly?
it doesn't.
Or you're hitting your head on a
that
branch
house,
or
the house looks really sharp. Like Jamie said, if you green up the grass,
Yeah.
you trim your hedges and everything,
Yeah.
make them nice and neat and square. Trim the bottom of your trees up, the limbs.
Right.
Pick everything up.
Because
make
otherwise,
it look manicured and yeah.
because otherwise, do you feel like, oh, there's going to be a lot of work I'm going to have to do?
right.
Right.
Because
I think
buyers,
that's how the buyer feels.
it would
Yeah.
feel
I
exhausting.
can buy this house,
Yeah.
but I got to do that before I move in.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Do you guys notice like the fascias of the house when you're first walking up, or the cobwebs that are up in the corners?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Like
just
nobody's
looking at the
even
pretty
been at the
front
front
door,
door.
Now, but if
Nobody's
you
been
see
at the front
spider
door.
webs on the front door, then you start looking up.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and something that most people don't think about. We're getting the key for them, and where are they standing? Where's the buyer standing? At your front
At
door.
front
Yeah.
door.
At your entry.
Yeah. Yeah.
First
Wait.
impressions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
The next piece that one of my pet peeves is when you're going to get the key, and usually they're putting that key right there on the water spigot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that water spigot is dripping like crazy.
That's getting
Now,
called out
come
on
on. You know,
Yeah.
like that's easy to fix
Right.
before you get that house on the market.
That's true.
So we need to like keep that.
That's part
in
of Curb
mind.
Appeal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah. So
All those
those
little things
all
matter.
those little things matter so much. for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
And what about, we live in Arizona, what about dust or dirt?
Yeah. Well, especially if the garage door is dusty.
You
power
know
washing.
nobody's cleaned that house. Yeah.
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 Power washing your house makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
So you may not always need paint, right?
No.
I mean, if your paint is streaky, that can be a turnoff for a
Right,
buyer.
Right.
But you may not always need that, but definitely a good hose down.
Right. And if you're in an HOA, typically 4 or 5 years, they're going to give you a letter. You're going to have to paint your house anyway. So sometimes it's worth doing it off the get-go for that buyer, because then the buyer feels like, okay, now I at least have 5 years. I don't have to deal with it. So that is also a nice thing. And it doesn't
That's true.
cost that much.
Well, when you go to a car lot and
Oh, that's a
use
good
one or new
Oh,
one, and the
yeah.
cars are dirty, are you wanting to?
Do you want to buy that
Do you
car?
want to buy that car? I mean, I don't know how many times I've gone, and there's guys out there washing cars daily.
Yeah, that's a good point.
the manager of the lot knows he's not going to sell cars if they're dirty.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Scott keeps a really nice car. Just
Truck.
FYI.
Just
truck,
nice.
excuse me.
Clean.
His
Yeah.
truck is always nice and clean and
Very-
neat.
Very
Well,
pristine.
every time I've seen it.
It's decluttered.
Decluttered.
Not mentioning any names.
It's me. He's not me, okay?
Not mentioning names.
I'm the quintessential, like, realtor meme with,
Like
all
everything-
these files in my car.
Well, you live in
staging
your
stuff
car,
in the
though.
back.
You live in your
You
car.
haven't lived though.
Signs.
I have a friend, and I won't mention his name, but he keeps a paper plate on his dash.
You haven't gone that far.
plate,
You haven't done that far.
It's usually his breakfast, and then he throws it on
Oh.
the dash.
I just throw that
And
in
he'll
the back
snap a
seat.
picture and send it to me.
I love it. That's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So back to house.
Back to houses now.
Not cars. This is not coffee and one thing, staging your car.
No.
So Elaine, I know that you're awesome. You have a background in plants and flowers and floristry.
Oh yeah, I enjoy that.
Tell us
I
a
do.
little bit how to add some pop to the front of your house, to the curb appeal.
Really, some of the easier things you can do, and Home Depot does a really great job, or some of your box stores do a really great job, where they already plant them up for you, and all
Okay.
you got to do is pick them up and put them in front of your yard. Just bring that color in.
Right.
There's bougainvillea, there's some lantana, there's things that are, no matter what time of year is going to be blooming for you, and that to me. Gives that buyer that little bit more of, hey, this is a home. This is where I could live.
Right.
So to me that's easy. It's hardly
Cost
anything.
effective.
Yeah, hardly anything
Well, it
compared to
doesn't hurt to do that in the backyard.
in the
as well.
backyard as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Make sure
And
it's clean, neat,
Trimmed.
right,
trimmed.
right.
And do you feel in your experience, both of you, that in Arizona green is value?
Oh yeah, there's definitely
Right?
a value to that.
Because not everybody is
You're right.
used to the deserty feel. If they
Right.
come from the Midwest,
Right.
Oh yeah.
they're looking for maybe a little green.
They
So
want to feel like they're not in a compound, block walls every which way,
Right.
and you can't see anything. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and-
for sure.
every color of brown.
Every color of brown. There's only so many colors of brown, but
Yeah.
that's what we got out here. Yeah.
Like one of my favorite plants is boxwood,
Boxwood's nice,
right? Because they're
it's-
evergreen, they're
24,
green year round, and they have the
yeah.
little pretty leaves.
Yeah,
And
that's always fun. There's always some really cool ones.
Scott's like, whatever these
Yeah.
guys.
Scott's like, you guys are getting too
I'm
weird on
trying,
me
to,
on that
I'm
one.
trying to remember plant names over here. Did you mention lantana?
Lantana.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have some of those in your yard?
No, it's just one I thought of. So
Yeah.
Well, you have a really nice yard. You keep a nice yard.
thank you.
Yeah. So now we talked about power washing. We talked about paint. We talked about adding some interest. Is there anything else that you like to do for adding interest? One of my little stagey tip things
Right.
is, if you're having like some little welcome mats or something that, kind of
a doormat.
shows
Right?
the buyer that you're welcoming them into their house. I really like that.
Nice and fresh ones. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're faded, go to Ross and
Yeah,
Marshalls.
it's
buy a
not that
new one.
expensive. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's to me a big one.
Or a
That's true.
wreath.
Or a wreath, yeah. Something just
And add
kind
a
of give
little
them a little
color.
color to welcome people into your home.
Audrey puts a wreath on the door whenever we do an open house. So.
Nice.
I try.
Yeah, nice.
Well, to me, it's friendly.
It
Yes, it
is.
is.
right? And you're like,
absolutely.
come on in.
I'm just teasing you, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Fun.
Well, so that's kind of some of our tips going on. If you guys can think of anything else, do you have more? You can let's think about some stuff that we've got going on. Is
I
there
don't
another
know.
pet
So
peeve?
when you're thinking about getting ready for a listing, what's your plan? Do you have a plan?
So there's a lot of plans going on. You know, I mean, like you're working through the paperwork. You're trying to make sure that whatever that house is optimal.
Yes.
So you can't. It's not a one and done. Everything is a little bit,
Unique.
a moving target. You've got to be able to see what's going on with that specific house and kind of work through that.
Yeah, every listing's different. So
yeah.
you're what you're going to want to do to one house, you wouldn't do to the next one.
Right.
It just depends on the house.
But what's nice is I do have a checklist that kind
And the
of
client.
brings everything together.
Nice. I love
And
checklists.
I know, and to me, checklists are amazing because if you follow that checklist, you'll always make sure that everything is the way it should be.
Right.
And to me, that's huge. That's really huge.
Yeah.
It's good to have something to follow.
Yeah. So that's us for staging and
Curb
what
appeal.
are you going to do for curb appeal, baby?
So what are we talking about next week?
So we are going to be talking about the
Clean and tidy?
Clean and tidy. Oh, there's
Big
so
ones.
many things going on with
Yes.
clean and
Big ones.
tidy for
Yeah.
a house for
Yep.
sure. So
And it's not complicated. Anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it. And you can pay somebody to do it.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
you know, there's always that. So, you know, we'll talk
Always
about
able
all
to
of
bring
those
in some
fun little
professional
things
help.
and get that going on.
Awesome.
And if you subscribe
Yep. Hit the subscribe
down
button.
below.
And thanks for watching.
Like
thanks
button.
for watching. And if you want more information or if you want to just check us out, www.teambeery.com.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.